3:00 a.m. in Atlanta, the city's heartbeat slowed, and then it stopped. Not literally, but something in the air shifted when the alert hit phones across the country. King Harris, yes, that King Harris, son of rap legends T.I. and Tiny, was in the ICU, fighting for his life. No one knew exactly what happened, but whispers said it wasn't just a medical scare. It was a nightmare, the kind you don't wake up from. Inside Grady Memorial Hospital, chaos gripped the halls. Machines beeped, nurses sprinted, and King's fragile body lay surrounded by wires and monitors. Someone said doctors actually told the family to prepare for the worst. That's code for he might not make it. T.I., the confident public figure, looked nothing like his usual self. He was pacing, trembling, his voice cracking as he spoke to anyone who'd listen. "My son is being targeted," he shouted. "He's just a kid. Please, someone stop this madness." But this wasn't just about one kid in critical condition. It spiraled fast, like nuclear fast. First came the medical report, leaked. And it claimed that King's injuries didn't come from some random jailhouse scuffle. They were deliberate, strategic, calculated, deep bruises, surgical cuts, stuff no regular fight leaves behind. Someone wanted King broken. Someone wanted him gone. Then came the real kicker. A voice memo leaked online, faint static, then a whisper. The order came from above. "We just cleared the way." It was a prison guard, supposedly. Just that one line. 7 chilling words, and the internet exploded. Who gave the order? Why? And how high up did this go? Meanwhile, outside the hospital, fans weren't waiting for answers. They filled the streets, thousands of them, candles, signs, chants. "Protect King," they screamed. Some cried, some prayed, others were just plain furious. Riot police started setting up barricades. Atlanta was boiling, and at the center of it all, inside that ICU, was a teenager hanging on by a thread. Back online, things got even crazier. Hashtags like "Pray for King" and "Justice for King" shot to the top of Twitter and Instagram. TikTok was flooded with clips of Tiny King's mother, sobbing in the hallway, collapsing into the arms of hospital staff. People weren't just watching this story unfold. They were living it, feeling every second of it. Some said they couldn't sleep after watching that video. Others called it the saddest moment they'd ever seen on social media, but then things took a darker turn. A new rumor exploded across the web. A supposed CCTV clip from inside the hospital, blurry black and white, time-stamped 2:47 a.m. It showed 2 masked figures sneaking into King's ICU room. One crouched near the bed, the other stood watch at the door. No sound, no clear view of their faces, and right before anything happened, the footage cut out. If that clip was real, and a lot of people believed it was, then King wasn't just fighting to recover, he was still under attack, inside the hospital, inside the very place meant to keep him alive. And just like that, the story stopped being about a boy in critical condition. It became about something much bigger, something colder. Some said this was a hit, orchestrated and covered up. Some said it wasn't about King at all. It was about who he was connected to, that this was revenge, punishment, or maybe even a warning. The hospital turned into a war zone. Extra security, riot police, helicopters. It was no longer just a hospital. It was ground zero for one of the most terrifying sagas the rap world had ever seen. And deep inside, King Harris' son brother Target was still barely breathing. Tiny's cries echoed through the sterile halls like something out of a horror film. She wasn't sobbing quietly, she was screaming, begging doctors not to let her baby go. "Don't take him from me," she howled, body collapsing near the ICU doors as nurses rushed to hold her up. Cameras caught it all, and in minutes, that raw moment flooded timelines across the world, triggering a tidal wave of heartbreak and rage. TikToks, Instagram Reels, YouTube Shorts, every platform burned with her pain. It wasn't just viral, it was unforgettable. But then came something even more chilling. A nurse, anonymous, terrified, leaked a message said King's ventilator had shut off for nearly 10 seconds in the dead of night. 10 seconds with no oxygen. 10 seconds of total silence before the machine screamed back to life. And when they tried to check the footage from that moment, the file was gone, deleted, no backup, no explanation, just a void where the truth should have been. That leak set the internet on fire. People weren't just sad anymore, they were furious. "Who's deleting hospital security footage?" one post said. "This ain't negligence, this is a cover-up." Thousands agreed. Reddit threads exploded with theories, X flooded with evidence breakdowns and slowed down footage analysis. People zoomed in on shadows, voice pitches, body shapes. Some even claimed to identify the intruders in the CCTV clip, supposedly known affiliates of rival industry players. Inside the hospital, T.I. had reached his breaking point. Witnesses said he threw a chair so hard it cracked a wall. He screamed at the doctors, accusing them of letting his son get poisoned under their watch. He punched the wall, then collapsed into a chair, clutching his head, saying over and over, "They're trying to finish him. They're trying to finish my son." That wasn't just grief. It was war. His pain, his fury, it all became fuel. He stepped outside for a brief moment, swarmed by reporters. With cameras in his face, he said the quiet part out loud. "Y'all think this is about jail? About some fight? My son is being erased. Somebody powerful doesn't want him to walk out of here alive." That clip, raw and unfiltered, detonated online, and suddenly every podcast, every influencer, every rap blog had something to say. Theories ranged from revenge plots to music industry silencing tactics. Some believed King had witnessed something inside the prison, something too dangerous to. Others claimed he had been talking about airing out secrets once he got out. Either way, the whispers were loud, too loud to ignore, and then the blood test leak dropped, allegedly from inside the hospital's toxicology lab. It showed King's bloodstream had traces of something foreign, something not given by doctors, a chemical compound so rare it didn't match anything on his treatment sheet. That's when the poisoning theory turned into a full-on manhunt. Hacker collectives joined in, leaking what they claimed were internal hospital memos suggesting suspicious access to King's room on multiple nights. One file had a subject line that sent chills. "Patient H tampering suspected." At that point, this wasn't just about King. It was about who wanted him dead and why. Outside, things were boiling over. The crowd had tripled in size. Protesters held up signs that read, "They're killing King and he's not safe." Police in riot gear started forming walls around the hospital entrance. Helico doctors huddled outside room 314, their faces pale and exhausted. The last update wasn't good. King's lungs were collapsing, kidneys barely functioning, and his heart hanging on by the thinnest thread imaginable. Nurses moved like ghosts, pushing trays of emergency meds through the hallway, each second pressing tighter on the chest of everyone nearby. Inside, T.I. sat still for the first time in hours, hands locked around King's wrist, whispering something nobody else could hear. Outside, the ICU, the hospital looked like a fortress. Riot shields glinted under streetlights. Chants grew louder, more furious. "Justice for King! Let the truth out!" Thousands filled the streets, ignoring curfews, turning grief into something sharp and dangerous. Live streams broadcast the chaos across the world. People holding candles with tears in their eyes, others facing off with police, fire blazing in the background. Atlanta wasn't sleeping, it was shaking. Then came the final blow. Another anonymous leak. A voice recording, grainy but unmistakably real. A man rumored to be connected to the Georgia prison system muttered 5 words. "He can't leave that bed." Chills ran down the spine of the internet. Because this wasn't a guess anymore, this sounded like an order. Theories became certainties. Fans, journalists, even some insiders now believed this wasn't just sabotage, it was murder in slow motion. Someone had already decided King wasn't supposed to leave that hospital alive, and the Harris family, they were just being allowed to watch it unfold piece by piece, like a performance designed to break them. Inside, Tiny's body gave up again. She collapsed near the elevators, crying so hard her own family had to carry her away. Her cries echoed, "They took him! They took him!" as hospital staff tried to calm her. Even hardened security guards looked shaken. This wasn't a press moment, this was a mother unraveling at the seams while the world watched. Then came the most gut-wrenching leak yet. Not a photo, not a video, a report. It claimed King had flatlined for nearly 2 minutes. Around 4:38 a.m., his heart stopped. Doctors used paddles to bring him back, jolting his chest until it slammed against the mattress. The footage from that moment, gone again, just like before. But this time, someone claimed to have heard a nurse whisper, We lost him and brought him back, but he might not stay. The thought shattered people that maybe, just maybe, King had already died once and was being kept alive only to suffer more